So recently I had the chance to go hands-on with the new OnePlus 12 and I spent quite some time with the device, and at the end of it, it reminded me of the old OnePlus. The OnePlus that made killer flagship at banger prices. And after having a really solid 2023 with devices like the 11R and the really successful OnePlus Fold, OnePlus wants to take it to the next level in 2024. In this video, I want to share my experience with you guys of using the OnePlus 12, and I'm also going to be unboxing the OnePlus 12 in both colors, so Silky Black and Flowy Emerald, to give you guys a color comparison. But with that being said, here's everything you need to know about the OnePlus 12. Alright, so starting off with the unboxing of the OnePlus 12, we have both the Flowy Emerald and Silky Black color here in the 12GB RAM and 256GB storage variant. Taking a look at the box itself, it's pretty much the same from last year. It's just 12 instead of 11, and I'm only going to be unboxing one of these devices because the accessories and everything remains the same, but I'll show you both the phones and I'll also give you guys a color comparison. Now lift that lid up and you're greeted with this small compartment that has your documentation, SIM ejector tool and a case. In terms of documentation, you get a welcome letter, a quick start guide, the Red Cable Club membership card, a few OnePlus stickers and your SIM ejector tool. You also get the case, which is color matched to the phone. So if you get the green phone, you get a green case, and if you get the black one, you get a black case. And these cases are actually really good quality and they feel good in the hand as well. These are better than the transparent ones you get with other phones. They kind of feel cheap, and this is how the phones look with the cases on. Now moving on to the accessories itself, you have the 100-watt SuperVOOC fast charger that's included in the box and you don't have to pay extra for, unlike other companies. And this is actually really good value from the side of OnePlus. And you also get the USB Type-C to Type-A cable for charging and data syncing, which is in the signature OnePlus red color. Last but not the least, the phone itself. Let's take that plastic off, and it reveals this really luxurious marble finish with that green color. This is the Flowy Marble edition, and there is also a Silky Black variant, which is another signature color to OnePlus. It's got that slight, sandpaper kind of texture on the back. It kind of glitters when light hits it in different directions. But with that being said, both these colors are really good. Now let's move on with the review. Now with the unboxing out of the way, the OnePlus 12 has some significant changes on the outside. Starting off, you've got flat top and bottom, and the sides are curved. The phone feels really solid. It's very well built. You've got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front, you've got glass on the back, and the frame is metal. Now it is thicker and heavier compared to the OnePlus 11, so 9.15 millimeters in terms of thickness and 220 grams. And it can feel a little heavy and chunky at times, especially with the case. But I don't really mind the extra weight and thickness if it brings me, good features like a bigger battery, wireless charging, and an IP rating. And when you actually start using the device in real life, it's very comfortable. It's got really good weight distribution, and because the phone is curved, it fits into my hand naturally, and it's a very ergonomic, phone to use. And it's a big phone. I don't really mind that. I like bigger phones. Now, if you're into compact devices, you might want to consider something else, but I personally like the design and build quality of the OnePlus 12. Now, talking about the two colors on the OnePlus 12, so Silky Black and Flowy Emerald. Silky Black being this really deep black color with a sandpaper-like finish, and it does glitter sometimes when light hits it in certain directions. It's also slightly more grippy compared to the Flowy Emerald color. But the Flowy Emerald color, I'm a fan of this finish. It's very similar to the Marble Odyssey, version that we saw in the OnePlus 11, and that was limited edition. This is not. This is going to be available whole year long for the same price, no extra cost for the finish. And it's just really good looking. You've got this luxurious green color with marble finish, and it just looks and feels really good. Now to the touch and feel, both the colors are pretty much the same. But the black one does show more fingerprints and smudges since it's such a deep black color and you've got a matte soft touch finish on the back. So it does, make fingerprints and smudges more evident. The green color does not. So if you're worried about that, you can go ahead and get the green one. Now, scratches aren't a thing on both the phones. I don't think the back scratches that easily on the OnePlus 12. And if you're going to use a case anyway, it doesn't really matter which color you get. But yeah, if you were to ask me, get the Flowy Emerald color, but let me know in the comments down below which color you guys like, and let's have a small discussion there. Doing a quick little overview of the OnePlus 12, towards the bottom, you've got your USB Type-C port, and this is of the USB 3.2 Gen 1 type, which basically means you're going to have faster data transfer speeds when you connect to accessories. and it brings it in line with other flagship on the market. Towards the right, you've got your power button and volume rockers. Towards the top, you've got your antenna lines for your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi reception, a bunch of microphones, and the IR blaster, which can help you, control things like your AC or any other appliance you might have in your room, like your television. Towards the left, you've got the signature OnePlus alert slider. It's a very useful feature, and I'm glad OnePlus has decided to keep the alert slider in their flagship devices. It's kind of become an identity of OnePlus devices. Now towards the front, the OnePlus 12 has a really gorgeous 6.82-inch AMOLED display with 10-bit color, Quad HD Plus resolution, and 120 Hz refresh rate. And this is a LTPO panel, so it can go from 1 Hz to 120 Hz to save battery. You've got 4,500 nits of peak brightness and 1,600 nits of brightness in HBM mode or high brightness mode, and 100% coverage of the display P3 color space. And you've also got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 for the display protection. You've also got support for Dolby Vision HDR and Dolby Atmos on the speakers. With all that technical jargon aside, it's a really good experience of using the display in real life. It's smooth, the colors are really punchy, and it gets really bright. And it's got really inky blacks as well, so if you're watching videos or scrolling through social media or playing games, the multimedia experience of the OnePlus 12 is top notch. If you're somebody who likes to watch a lot of Netflix or Amazon Prime, or if you just consume a lot of content on YouTube, coupled with the speakers that support Dolby Atmos, as I said, the speakers get really loud, they have some pretty clear sound, and it's got some bass to it as well. So overall, the multimedia experience of the OnePlus 12 is really good, and I have no complaints with the display here. Now, one area where OnePlus always delivers is in the hardware department, and the OnePlus 12 is no exception. It's got the latest and greatest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is based on the 4nm process. You've got 12 or 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM, 256 or 512 gigabytes of UFS 4.0 storage, a 5400 mAh battery that supports 100-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless, and it's also got the USB Type-C 3.2 port. Overall, the specs are really good, and so is the real-life performance. It flies through Android 14, multitasking is great, gaming is really good, and overall, it's really smooth. There's no lags or hiccups while using the OnePlus 12, and performance-wise, it's a beast. It might not have the best Antutu or Geekbench score, but it's optimized really well. RAM management is good, and the OnePlus 12 doesn't heat up or throttle either. It's got really good thermal performance because of the vapor chamber technology inside, and overall, performance-wise, I really like the OnePlus 12. Now, talking about software on the OnePlus 12, you've got Oxygen OS 14 on top of Android 14, and this is where we see the new OnePlus. It's not stock Android, and it's never going to be. Oxygen OS is heavily skinned, although it's not bad. It is refined, but you've got a lot of bloatware. Pre-installed apps are everywhere. You can get rid of them, or you can uninstall them if you don't want to use those apps. And some of the apps are actually pretty useful, like Netflix or Amazon Prime or Snapchat. You're going to download them anyway, so that's that. They've made some tweaks here and there to the layout and colors of the OS to make it, look more aesthetically pleasing. But this is not stock Android, so if you're a fan of stock Android, it's not for you. But overall, it's not a bad software experience, and OnePlus does promise you 5 years of security updates and 4 years of OS updates. So you're pretty much covered until Android 18, and that's a really good thing. Software-wise, OnePlus is doing a good job. Now, talking about battery life and charging on the OnePlus 12, you've got a 5400 mAh battery that supports 100-watt wired and 50-watt wireless charging. And overall, the battery life is good, but the specific screen on time number is always going to depend on your usage. If you're a heavy user that's going to keep the display at max brightness at all times, which you cannot do with the OnePlus 12. The display gets stupidly bright, and if you're gaming a lot, using the camera a lot, or just doing heavy stuff on your phone, keeping the GPS on for all times, I think you're still going to get a day of battery life without any issues. If you're a moderate user, you should be able to pull out a day and a half or even 2 days in some cases. You can go 2 days without charging, and even when you charge, it's super quick. And in my opinion, OnePlus has always been the best at battery life and charging when it comes to Android smartphones, period. Alright, now let's talk about cameras on the OnePlus 12. And cameras have been the most controversial part of any previous OnePlus flagship, but there's good news. I think the Hasselblad x OnePlus partnership is finally working because the OnePlus 12 has some really good cameras. To start off, you've got the 50 megapixel main sensor, which is the Sony LYT-808 with f1.6 aperture and OIS. You've got the 64 megapixel OmniVision camera that has 6x in-sensor zoom and 3x optical zoom. Again, this is also supporting OIS. And there's a 48 megapixel Sony IMX581 ultra wide angle camera. This gives you 114 degrees of field of view and f2.2 aperture. Overall, it's got all the basic features: slow motion video, high resolution video, HDR photography, and there's also a dedicated pro mode in the OnePlus camera app where you can tweak stuff like the shutter speed, the ISO, exposure, focus, as well as the aperture of the camera. And I think you can use this pro mode to get the shot exactly the way you want. And camera quality out of the OnePlus 12 is actually really good, and they have seemed to fix some of the issues from the past, like having inconsistency in colors, you know, when you go from one lens to the other lens. That's fixed in the OnePlus 12. The camera is not overexposing as much as it used to in the past, and overall photos turn out to be really good. The photos are bright, they've got good detail, they're really sharp, and dynamic range seems to be really good on the OnePlus 12 as well. And as I said, they have good colors. So OnePlus 12, in my opinion, has done a good job in terms of the cameras as well. Now, it's not the best camera smartphone in the market. It might not beat the Pixel or the iPhone anytime soon, but I'm going to put up some camera samples on your screen right now so you can judge for yourself, and do let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about the pictures from the OnePlus 12. And if you notice the trend with the OnePlus 12, OnePlus has not missed out on any of the tiny features that make a true flagship smartphone. They've given you Gorilla Glass Victus 2, they've given you wireless charging, and it's better than most phones on the market. It's 50-watt wireless charging. You've also got the IP rating here. Now it's IP65 as opposed to IP68, but it's there. You've got the faster USB Type-C port, you've got Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, NFC, and all the 5G bands. All of that for a significantly cheaper price compared to the other flagships on the market. The iPhone 15 has a USB 2.0 port on the bottom. Even though it's Type-C, it's of the slower type. So OnePlus, in my opinion, has come back to their roots of making flagship killer smartphones at banger prices. And overall, I love the OnePlus 12. I recommend it wholeheartedly to anyone who wants to purchase a new phone, a new Android phone in 2024. This has to be your best option right now if you don't want to spend a lot of cash and if you still want really great value. A huge thanks to the OnePlus store in Nexus Mall, Koramangala, Bangalore. They helped me get the phone for the video. They have some really good deals on the latest products from OnePlus. If you're looking to buy something offline in Bangalore, you should definitely give this store a visit. I'll leave their contact details as well as their address and Google Maps location link in the description down below. Do check them out. But with that being said, my name has been Yusuf. You guys have been awesome. Stay awesome, keep smiling. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.